This is Gary Butterfield.
This is Cole Ross.
And this is Monster in My Podcast.
And this is Yidhra.
There's a monster in my podcast.
I was very worried about Yidhra because I find this entry really confusing and annoying. And then we get a really cool avatar after this.
Very much so.
Yeah. As far as prose, I think this is really weak prose.
Yes.
From Walter C. DeBill.
But it's a good idea.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
But yeah, Yidhra, like there's no real actual form that it takes. Instead, basically it is constantly devouring things and absorbing genetic material and taking on those aspects of it. So like in the prose here, they say, oh yes, devour the octopus and learn to put forward a tentacle, devour a bear and learn to clothe herself in fur. But the thing is, it's not just I'm gathering what's useful. It is constantly feasting, because if it stops, it will turn into basically inert goo. Yeah.
It's real Katamari.
Yeah,
it's the Katamari level where you have to keep collecting things that are on fire.
It's Katamari, but but like Mega Man.
Yeah, right. Katamari, but pronounced differently and spelled in an annoying way.
Right.
Everything that it absorbs, it has this big telepathic link with any of its parts that it is absorbed and then had slaw off or whatever. So it's kind of this like big hive mind thing. Yeah. Which is cool. I like it. It also has babies. It blesses lands with fecundity. So it's got that going for it.
Yeah.
And people who worship it and become the children of Yidhra, who get this Ophidian taint, which just means snake-like.
Yeah, I had to look that up.
Yeah. That's snake-like, and that's not. We got enough snakes in the mythos, man.
Yeah. You've got, or we're going to talk about them later, but you got Yig, and even he pretty much sucks.
Big Yig's over the road racing. Big Yig's over the road slithering. That's coming up soon. So I don't know, when snakes got mixed up with the mythos. I've never been super into it.
No. But yeah, this thing, so, it has a couple of different forms. It's got Ihaf, which is like a vulture, and then a Zothra, which is burrowing. However, it can also take on, the form of people.
Yes.
Like, women specifically. But, it kind of has existed across time and has been worshipped by all these different, all of these different cultures, because it is around.
It's a really good hook, the idea that this god needs to have a continuous set of sacrifices. It's not very Lovecraftian.
Yeah.
Because it's not, by definition, it's not indifferent to us. But the idea of a god needing to have these sacrifices or it will die, and that really gives lie to it being a god. It's more just like a very powerful being, but it's in its interest to trick you into it being a god. And the fact that it can shapeshift is really cool, because if you actually worship a physical deity, nothing's going to stop Yidhra from Aldricking it and taking on its like, this is big Aldrich energy.
Yeah.
Fuck, man. I didn't even put that together. Even just from the slime.
Yeah.
And then fooling you. Like, you think you're going to go join the Dark Moons and giving up those seals or whatever.
You'll be joining something. Yeah.
Yeah. But in fact, it's not actually Yorshka or whatever the fuck you're worshiping. It's stupid Dark Souls thing.
Brought to you by our backers at patreon.com/Duckfeed.tv.